Hey everybody, what's the crack? You are listening to Unforeseen, the podcast that is truly unforeseen. I'm your host Ross Browne, and I'm joined by my producer extraordinaire / co-host, official co-host, Lorraine Murphy. What's the crack?
That's a long title you've
It
given
is.
me.
It's getting longer because you won't just accept co-host and producer. Now it has to be like unofficial.
Would you add in extraordinaire?
I always said extraordinaire. It was always producer extraordinaire.
You use the word extraordinaire?
You don't think that producing the most haphazard of podcasts with the most haphazard, the most haphazard of human beings who apparently set English as their second language.
The postman extraordinaire.
Oh yes, you fucking would.
I should start now.
Yeah,
because
postman
I
extraordinaire.
wrongly haven't.
Yeah, you don't have a letterbox. All of a sudden, the letters are still inside your house. That's a postman extraordinaire.
My postman puts them into my car.
Into your car?
Yeah.
Do you not lock your car?
Well, if it's outside the house, I live in the countryside. So if it's outside the house.
Oh, well, there's no criminals out there.
No.
None
But you have to
whatsoever.
put them into the car. I'll be driving. I'm like, oh, jeez, postman's bin.
The postman's bin?
Yeah.
Are you living in your car? It's actually not as bad as what I thought.
What's the crack? How are you this week?
I'm good.
I'm dying to know.
Go on.
How did the dirty knobbers get on this week?
We're not called the dirty knobbers anymore. No, we're called the ball bags.
Oh, because that's better.
I said dirty knobbers and my dad shot it down instantaneously.
So this, if you're just tuning in now, this is the bowling team that Ross is on with his dad.
Yeah.
And the league
Yeah.
started this week. How did it go?
In the BHL League, Business House League, even though nobody is actually part of a business. But it was good. It's a doubles league, men's and women's mixed teams. It can be anything, and 13 teams. And last night was the dry run night. So it was basically everybody gets to know each other and kind of has a fake night basically where we just get used to doing the crossover in the lanes and playing the way like a league style.
Oh, okay.
And everybody gets to bowl games, and then the handicaps are set next week. Then according to what scores you got this week. So next week now we're playing for keeps. There's points. We're playing for points. The league begins. Played against two lads called Ant and Deck. Not the actual Ant and Deck.
Are they actually called?
They
Ant
actually
and Deck,
are called Ant and Deck. Anthony and Declan.
Stop.
Yeah,
Love
swear
it.
to God, and they always bowl
chances?
together. Yeah, and I tell you what, right? Sometimes you're playing against teams that are a bit like dry shitey, and they take it very, very seriously. Now I take bowling seriously, but I can still, when I'm not taking my shot, have a bit of crack and chat away to people or whatever. But some people get very, very like in their own heads. If they miss a couple of shots, they're fucking fuming. But these two guys, Ant and Deck, were the absolute crack. I've never enjoyed. Like, I was enjoying just going for a game of bowling. And then the banter and the crack and the slagging, I was like, this is exactly what I missed. It brought me back 19 years instantaneously. I was like, why did I ever stop bowling?
But you couldn't be called Ant and Deck and be shit crack. You
couldn't.
Like, how disappointing would that be?
And they're not like the tallest of lads either. Like, do you know? They were like, we're taller than them. And I was like, not too sure. Like, at one stage, Ant of the bowling Ant and Deck got 2 strikes in a row, and then 2 9 spares in a row, and then another strike. And I walked up to him and like gave him a little high fivey thing that they do whenever someone gets a strike. And I was like, when I grow down, I want to be just like you. And he went, that's the nicest insult anyone's ever given me.
It's the weirdest backhanded compliment ever.
Yeah.
So proper start to the league then next week.
Next week you're going to know what the standings are.
We'll see how the ball bags are getting on then next week.
Yeah, they'll be full. Because we're getting our balls in Dublin on Friday.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so we're getting our balls, and I have one.
Yeah.
My dad has one, but they're not drilled. So we're getting our second balls, and then we're going to get all the balls drilled.
So you and your dad are getting your balls drilled together on Friday.
Yeah, and
Lovely.
Dublin's the only place you can get that done, really. Like, you know what I mean? You couldn't get your balls drilled in Cork.
Lovely night away for you both,
It's
isn't it? Yeah.
nice. It's been a bonding time.
Hey, we need to say thank you to everybody who's been getting involved and following us and sending us messages.
Yes.
And loads. We've had a good week on social media.
The social media.
It's been going well. It's been going well. So thank you to everybody.
TikTok is our place. Like Instagram, Facebook is dead anyway, right? But we have to have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Instagram is grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the stuff is still being put up there, the same, whatever. But TikTok is where everyone seems to be giving us some of the best interactions, and some of the videos are flying away there.
And for some reason, your arse is the big star of the show.
Listen, I didn't want to say it in the beginning, right? But I knew this was the way it was going. And I thought, like, this is all this is like an accoutrement. It's like an entree for my shift to OnlyFans. This is all this is. This is like, do you remember the guy from the pot? He's got an OnlyFans. Because
I am not producing that shit, okay? I am not producing that.
My dick, balls, and arse have been, and 3 nipples have been the forefront star of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In particular,
as it should be.
In particular, your sweaty arse.
Swamp Bass.
Yeah, Swamp Bass has been doing well. I think we should go through some of the comments actually that's on TikTok.
This caused quite a bit of debate, and there was people going the contrast between the comments on this particular topic. I was reading through some of them today. I didn't get to all of them, but it was from like, 100% I get this. I work as a chef or whatever, blah, 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 to people going, what the fuck is he talking about?
Because I had never heard of Swamp Bass. You were filling me in on it, and it's basically a sweaty arse. Very sweaty arse.
Yeah, it is. It's a whole sweaty arse, inner thigh, goochery. It's the gooch.
The goochery.
The gooch is the main bit. It's for anyone that doesn't know what the gooch is. If you're from a different country, it's also known as the perineum.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the area between the hole and the ball. It's like a bowling. It's a bowling thing again. So the gooch is where the sweat really accumulates.
Okay, well, Snickers Ron on TikTok says no such thing, a true waste of oxygen. That's what you are, Ross.
Listen. I can't agree more, to be honest with you. But there is a such thing.
Also, Food Dublin says, never heard of this. Think this lad needs to learn to wipe his hole and clean himself.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Martin Marum says, this chap shits himself every now and then.
Well, that's someone who's listened to a load of episodes. This guy shits himself every once in a while.
Aileen K says, when you fart and it bubbles up the crack of your arse. Yeah, women get it. And if they say they don't, they're lying. Aileen, I can honestly say I've never experienced the bubbly, farty crack thing. No, I haven't. I would tell you if I had, but I haven't. Swamp Bass and bubble fart.
Maybe we have a very similar arse, myself and Aileen.
Maybe. Then there's quite a bit of a culty debate going on our TikTok. So there's people from the city and from the big smoke in Dublin that are accusing you of being a culty. Okay. And that Swamp Arse is
What's this Dublin thing about? If you're not from Dublin, they think everybody else is a culty.
Yeah.
And then everyone else in the country looks at Dublin and goes, what a cunt.
But apparently Swamp Bass is only something that happens to culties.
Only culties. Yeah. Because we're out cutting the turf.
Yes.
And we don't have time to wash, obviously. Yeah. And that's just, and we're very sweaty and we're bog men.
Yeah. So there's quite a debate.
Someone did say it's called bog arse as well.
Yes.
And then someone else said it was called swamp butt.
Actually,
that's obviously an American thing.
Top Dub 1 says it's a culty thing. Smell a shite off them. So thank you for that, Top Dub 1 on TikTok.
I can't even smell. There very well could be Top Dub 1. I smell a shite off both of us. Okay, since we're talking about this whole culty thing, right? And particularly with dubs as well. There's been something that's happened to me over the years, right?
Oh God, wait for this.
I would have loads of friends from Dublin.
Yeah.
I'd have loads of friends from up kind of Bray direction as well, and Wicklow and stuff like that, right? And whenever I'm up in their houses, or whenever I was like going out for food with them and going to a restaurant, whatever, I'd say like we get a steak, right? And they'd be like, "What do you want with the steak?" And I'd be like, "Mashed poppies," right? Poppies. Yeah, mashed poppies. And they all go, "What the fuck is a pop? You want a load of fucking mashed flowers, do you?" And I'm like, "No, mashed poppies." And they're like, "What the fuck is a poppy?" I'm like, "It's a fucking mashed potato, like mashed poppies. You got bald poppies, mashed poppies. You got new poppies. You got poppies. You want a plate of poppies? Do you want some poppies with that?" I don't understand. And then I thought it was only Dublin people that were. I said it to you last week, and you were inconsolable laughing at me saying poppies.
Because you said it in such a serious way as well. I can't even remember how you brought it up, but it was just a very matter of fact. Yeah, Matt,
I said I make the best mashed poppies.
That was it. Yeah.
I said I make the creamiest mashed poppies. I cream them so well, and you lost your shit.
It's because I haven't heard a grown adult,
full-blown
adult say the word poppies to another full-blown adult before. It's a thing that my mom used to say to me when I was a kid, you know, eat up your poppies. And then when I turned 4, she stopped saying
That's a very sad day in your life. Why was she just like, "Oh, she's lost her innocence now. Would you like some potatoes?" I think your mom should have like...
I haven't heard it.
Why
in
did she just cut you off like that?
so
Like,
long. I don't know. I suppose she realised,
she realised what? That there was no joy left in your house. Come on, like. Do
Have
want
you?
some
Okay,
poppies?
here's a question.
What's your mum's name?
Have you, Mary?
Mary, cop yourself on.
Have you ever seen the word poppies used on a menu?
Hang on a second, but you don't see things. Well, no, you don't see.
Answer the question.
I've
Ross.
also never seen fish fingers on a menu, but I know they exist.
Answer the question.
I haven't seen poppies.
Exactly.
No, hang on a second.
Because people don't use it in adult life.
I also haven't seen spuds, but
See, I would say
poppies.
spuds.
Spuds.
Yeah.
Poppies is closer to potatoes than spuds. They're not called spudatoes. They're called potatoes, which is close to poppies. All right, online, right?
Mm-hmm.
We like a good debate online, right? Poppies or potatoes or spuds. Whatever one wins out of this
Yeah.
is what I will now call them forever.
That's such a lie. You're still going to call them poppies.
No. Whatever gets the most votes out of this is what I will call them from now until my dying day. But whatever wins, you also have to call them that for the rest of your life.
I'm not saying the word poppies. I'm not saying the word poppies.
Are you confident that poppies isn't going to win?
I think spuds will win over poppies.
Okay, well then, is that what you say?
Yeah.
Then spuds. Then you should be confident enough.
Okay.
Put your fucking money where your mouth is.
Okay, so what do you say? Do you say spuds or do you say poppies?
Poppies.
Spuds.
Poppies.
Spuds.
Poppies.
We're going to be here all day.
Listen to how miserable she sounds. Say it again.
Spuds.
Why did you try and sound funner? Spuds. You literally went from this, spuds, to she doesn't sound happy. You went, spuds. It's poppies. Poppies all the way. Get voting. Get commenting. Right.
Let's get into the podcast then. This first video to show you is a suggestion from one of our lovely listeners. I reckon Sinead O'Sullivan says spuds, by the way, but you know.
Poppy girl, out and out.
She wanted you to watch this. This is a very, very quick clip from the Late Late Show in the Gay Byrne days.
Oh, great.
This was groundbreaking television back in the day. For someone who hasn't ever seen the Late Late Show, if they're listening abroad and they're tuning into us, how would you describe what the Late Late Show is?
The Late Late Show is like James Corden's Late Late Show had it been produced by a man who was 4 minutes from death. Never had a wife and kids. And
why do you always say these things when I'm just about to drink coffee?
Why do you ask me questions and then drink coffee is the question. The Late Late Show is a very Irish, parochial, community centre type chat show with none of the razzle dazzle and pizzazz. Hello, Bert. None of the razzle dazzle and pizzazz of any of the American or the British chat shows. It's very much, it's got no crack in it whatsoever. But because it has no crack often occurs, but unbeknownst to the people that are taking part.
Yeah.
It's like rogue, it's like Trojan crack. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Late Late Show. The Late Late Show is Troy, and crack has to get into a big wooden horse in order to sneak onto the set.
And there's no rhyme nor reason to the interviews that are...
Oh, no continuity. No continuity. It's like a nun, Madonna on Zoom, and a Kerry Junior B who found a gerbil in his boot. Like, and then but they'll also try and interact between the three. And what? Have you ever found something strange in your boot, Madonna? No, I haven't. Sister, have you ever worn a cone bra over your tits? Like, it's just fucking mental.
So this is a clip. It's going back to the 80s. One of the most iconic TV presenters in Ireland, Gay Byrne.
Is this a famous one? Is this a famous one of the time?
I've never seen it before.
Is it funny or emotional?
It's we'll find out.
Is it the one where he gives away a prize?
No, it's not that.
I only watched that last week and that fucked me again. I can't watch that clip. That absolutely kills me. Gay Byrne was about to was doing a phone-in competition.
Yeah.
He couldn't get people on the line.
Yeah.
Then he finally gets this woman on the line. He's already exacerbated. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake, everyone's laughing in the crowd. Your one comes on the phone. She's from Cork, I believe. And she comes on the phone and he says, are you looking to take part in the quiz? I suppose I will. He's like, oh, what's wrong with you? You sound a bit down. My daughter died yesterday in a car.
Oh my God.
And but the thing is, they went way over time on the show.
Yeah.
They kept going. They had a nun there. They asked her to say prayer. They had I can't remember what writer was there or a poet was there, and he said a poem dedicated to the daughter, and they kept talking to her, and she won. And they said, look, and Gabriel was saying, I'll leave you with your grief. And blah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was actually on TikTok is where I saw it. And I saved it as well. I was like, that is just, that's something that has to be kept.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But this isn't going to be heavy.
This isn't going to be heavy. No,
Okay.
this is just, I'd never seen this clip before and it blew my mind.
Okay, here we go. All right.
You're on, kid. If you want to say hello to them, say hello to them, but sing it right over there. Right, lads. Off you go.
Congratulations.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, okay. Okay, hang on. We're only fucking 1 second in. Hang on. I'm gone already. All right, compose yourself.
To my mother and father.
He's not doing an actual shout out to someone in the tune of congratulations and celebrations. I'm going to guess what the next line is. Congratulations to my mother and father who celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary today. That's what I'm going to think it is.
Martin, Kelly and Stella from Dora County Laois.
He lost all the tune, is gone. The rhythm's gone. It's like way too much information. Their phone number's 08667789882. PPS number 7670178849.
On their 40th wedding anniversary. Hello to Audrey, James and Enda.
What the fuck? What the fuck? He just crowbarred that last bit in there, didn't he? He fucking hell.
I think you need to go back and just listen to the whole thing in its entirety.
Okay, here we go.
Congratulations.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I can't miss that bit. Okay, here we go.
Over there. Right, lads. Off you go.
Congratulations to my mother and father. Martin, Kelly and Stella from Dora County Laois. On their 40th wedding anniversary. Hello to Audrey, James and Enda.
Hello to Audrey, James and Linda.
So let's
I want
say-
that in a hockey. I want hello to Audrey, James and Linda.
If you were in the crowd, if you were
Oh
in that
my god,
audience,
I
right?
would be fucking
No, well,
gone.
if you had wanted to do a shout out to your parents on their 40th wedding anniversary, and they said, "Listen, you have to sing it,"
Yeah.
what song, what song air are you going to use to sing?
Mick
that?
and Noreen, oh, you're so obscene, but she's been together for so long. Mick and Noreen, oh, your cabbage is green, and your poppies are so soft and smooth. Come on, Mom, Dad, stay together now. Come on. Oh. Oh.
Oh my god!
Oh,
that's the best
there you
thing
go.
ever.
What would your song be?
I'm trying to think. Right, maybe you can come up with one for Mary and Albert.
Mary and Albert.
Yeah, 40 years together.
40 years together.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, I've got it. You
Go
ready?
on,
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. Albert and Mary, Albert and Mary, Albert and Mary, Albert and Mary. He liked it and he really put a ring on it. Yeah, he liked it and he really put a ring on it. Oh, 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 with a 4B4. Oh, 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 40 likes really. Oh, oh, oh. Fucking hell, I'm sweating already.
Sinead O'Sullivan, thank you so much for that. That
Oh, my
clip
God.
brought so much joy into my life. over
See,
the
they don't
last
have to be
couple of
big, long
days.
clips. They
No.
can be nice little short little nuggets. I love them.
No.
I love them.
Um,
Fucking hell.
We've got a very Irish themed podcast this evening.
Oh, really?
And the next video that we're going to watch is you.
Me?
You. This came up in a
Okay.
Facebook group recently, and I actually couldn't stop laughing for a few seconds because I didn't realise this was you at first. So this
Oh,
is
no, what is this now?
This
Is this
from
wrestling?
This is from the TV show that you were on a couple of years ago, The Fear.
Okay.
On
Oh,
RTE.
I thought it was wrestling. I was going to be like, oh, there's going to be a lot of Mickey swinging around in a,
Oh,
pair, in a
God.
pair of spandex
Is
with
there
no
videos
jocks.
of you wrestling on YouTube?
Yeah, there are.
Oh, amazing.
not-
Amazing. Okay.
not
if
quite.
anybody wants to suggest one of those.
Not quite.
This is from the plowing championships.
Oh, is this the farmer?
Yes. Now, again, for someone who's I've never been to the plowing championships.
I've never
I'm a
been except
terrible-
for filming at it.
I'm a terrible culchie, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happens at the plowing championships?
Well, Dublin people of the cosmopolitan area of Dublin, at the ploughing championships, it's kind of like just a festival of like stalls, like market stalls. So you can like huge market stalls. You can go and buy like an entire plough or a tractor or huge machinery, or you can buy flat caps and walking sticks and clothes and all sorts of shit. Like just everything you could possibly imagine that could be agricultural related. Then you've got things like Cully and Sully could have a stall there, and like it's actually grand to walk around because there's plenty of weird shit. But then there's obviously some sort of ploughing championship, which is like a race, ploughing race or something. I've never actually watched the ploughing itself. I've always been there just messing around doing the sketches. People have cattle in there, and like there's people selling cows, and like it's bonkers. If you're not in the farming world, it's bonkers. And you'll always see Hector, you'll always see Dahi, you'll always see one of them
and they
bouncing
do
around.
the weather as well. Don't they make a big deal of like the weather being broadcast
Jesus.
from the ploughing
It's
championships?
like 80,000 people a day go to it. Like
It's mad, isn't
it's
it?
bonkers.
I used to always be so jealous when I was going to primary school. The farmer
culchies,
kids
yeah.
used to get the day off to go to the ploughing.
Yeah.
Some of them would get 2 days
Oh,
off
they
to go
would,
to
yeah.
the ploughing.
Yeah.
So jealous.
Yeah.
And then they'd come back and they'd be like, "Oh, I got a new high vis jacket or something."
Yeah. That's
It's
that's
like-
exactly the kind of shit. Like, yeah.
So this is you.
Why am I watching? This should be called Seen, not Unforeseen or Foreseen.
Well, I mean, do you
Or
watch
done.
this back quite a bit?
No, I haven't seen. I
Well,
wouldn't have
exactly.
seen this clip in 7 years,
Okay.
6 years.
Well, you need to talk us through then.
Okay. Oh, so I'm analyzing. Am I telling you? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
stop at any time you have a question.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the Paddy the Farmer character.
Mhm.
I think it's Paddy the Farmer. Okay. Oh God, I hate watching myself now.
Firstly, anywhere that's got those like, those like,
Car dealership
What are
blowy
they?
men. They're just
that's a place that I want to be.
They,
Anywhere
they're
that's
just to
got
get your attention. We're selling fucking cars. That's all they do. Tractors over here. They're attract tick people. That's what they are. That's what they are. They're to attract tick
What are
people.
they called?
They're signs for people that don't know what words are. So it's just fucking something. There's fucking something here.
I love when they bend over. As
Oh
well.
yeah, so they kind of go. Oh, I didn't want to be sick. No, I'm fine again. By the way, I have this costume at home.
Do you?
I have all my costumes at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
all my costumes sent down to me from Dublin when we finished filming the last series.
Right.
So yeah, I could easily show up as Paddy the Farmer some night.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So just to give you a bit of insight, we would do all these things, which are called pickups, after or B-roll, after we do the sketches.
Okay.
Because then our cover's blown. Because there's obviously a camera right in front of me there. So once we've done all that shit, then we go and do all the stuff where it doesn't matter that people know that there's a camera crew around. Now,
Yeah.
in the ploughing championships, there's cameras everywhere because there's so many fucking things being covered and everything. So nobody looks out of place. But if we were doing this stuff on the street in Dublin or whatever, we do all this kind of stuff afterwards so that we can just be free and not have to hide. My chips, by the way, that I had just placed inside there.
Okay. Because
I'm
there's
not
people giving you looks there.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Will you hear the plowing championship? We'll come in the banen every visual, but we'll come in, level around everything, and tell the just not the fence, the front, the gardens, and then the road.
The road.
So when you were approaching these people,
I love that she's just like trying to find one word and just going, the guards, yeah, the people. Mm-hmm.
what were you saying to these people? Obviously, they had to agree to do an interview with RTE, but what was your like, what was the show that you were reporting on, or what was your story to them?
We're just with RT. We're just with RT, and we're just doing a piece on the plowing championships.
Okay. Minimum
Yeah,
details.
our roving reporter was there. He's just going to ask you a couple of questions about what the day is like, blah blah. So for this character, they obviously couldn't know what I would sounded like because they wouldn't have probably agreed to. And
So
then, like,
someone
what the fuck?
else would ask.
So someone else would do the buffer.
Okay.
I'd be in the background pretending to be mic'd up or something like that, or to pretend to be someone to be checking my makeup or checking something, and then I'd come in. I'd just go, oh yeah. And that's it. I just go, yeah. And then they just go, yeah. And then you go, okay. And someone else, like our director Derek, would be like, okay, we're going to go in a couple of seconds, guys. Just going to, and they'd keep talking so that there's no awkwardness. And then they'd go, okay, here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1, off you go. And then we plow into it.
Hey.
There you go. She was great. The other guy, the guy with the flat cap,
I love him.
He is.
The looks you were getting from him.
That's
the
what you look
confusion.
for. Like the plowing championships is full of guys like him. Absolutely, you just look at him and go, he's a character. He's going to be great crack anyway. So it was so easy to get people at this thing. Whereas, imagine trying to find him in Cork City or Limerick City or
Yeah.
Dublin City. You wouldn't,
Yeah.
like. Do you know what I mean? So gold mine.
In the morning and that, is it? Yeah, we were stuck for about an hour this morning. It hasn't been too bad this evening, I've heard, but I'm sure the traffic is...
I'm laughing now to camera because I'm trying to put the microphone
I know.
directly in front of her face. And I can see Derek, our director, breaking his bollocks, laughing at me, shaking his head, and I'm gone. So I'm just trying to grimace through it, even though I'm actually starting to crack
Kind of
myself.
going okay at the minute now, I think.
I was looking at everyone, come on. And he went, no, no. And get on the shock. Get on the shock.
Oh, this poor girl looks
Hadn't
so uncomfortable.
a fucking clue. But at least she had the fucking guts to go, I haven't got a clue what you're saying.
And I says, get on the shock. And then he said, the girl left me. I came along, she came along, she was phone. I don't know what I mean. She came along. Do believe tomorrow? They will come along, the helicopter in Horshebang.
The helicopter, is it? I guarantee you.
Yeah, there would be, yeah. There'll be a little bit of crack now when there's all the guards around and the helicopters and stuff.
I have to understand the voice.
Yeah, you're hard to understand my voice. I'm hard to understand.
Like, this is the type of stuff that they're selling there. Powder bed.
What is that?
It's a fine softwood-based sawdust. I mean, there's been many a time that I've actually been lying down to go to sleep for the night, and I've thought, you know what? I could do with a softer wood in my sawdust.
I'll be honest, it sounds like one of those made up products that I get you to do an ad for.
Probably, yeah.
Understand your voice.
Are you Polish, man?
Huh?
You're not Irish.
Are you Polish?
Are you a Polish man? Are you a Polish man? Thing is, his voice was as hard to understand as mine was.
What I did in Cork.
You're from Cork.
Cork.
I thought you were from Poland.
Sorry, how are you rolling your R there in Cork?
Cork. What? Go on, give it a bash.
Cork.
No, Cork.
Cork.
It's almost like Caddock.
Cork.
No, I'm not rolling my R.
You were?
I'm almost saying Caddock. It's like
Cork.
Cork. Go on.
Cork.
There you go. Cork.
I'm from Tipperary, and I know nothing.
Tipperary?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck that shit. Fuck that.
Oh, I forgot about this. I thought this was the end of the sketch. Okay, so for anyone that's listening, there's a guy called Brendan. His son asked us to prank him. So his son Niall asked us to prank him. We tried to prank the son first. Sorry, we tried to prank this guy first. The
Okay.
dad. The dad was too fucking wide. He spotted the camera straight away.
Really? Where
Yeah.
was the camera?
So sometimes you'd have the camera in a gear bag and you'd have the front of the gear bag cut out so only the lens is sticking out. So
Okay.
and then the camera operator is looking into a little screen in the top of the gear bag. Sometimes the camera would be out and open, but it would be like way back on a long lens, and it would be like we'd have somebody then, like one of the runners would be blocking, so they'd be standing beside the camera, so like it's hidden in plain sight. You just think two people are standing around talking, but really you don't see the lens down by the hip. I'm wearing a GoPro on me, and then sometimes if we're in a shop or something, somebody would plant a GoPro on a shelf or whatever, and then that would be a third
There
camera.
must be an awful lot of shots ruined, is there?
Oh, loads.
Yeah.
People walking in front of them, and then like that's why we got to get like 5 cameras, 5 different angles, and then sometimes you just don't have the shot, and you just got to cut around that good line or whatever was there, or whatever. So this guy spotted a camera, and then we said, "Is there anyone else we can catch?" And he went, "My fucking son's inside. We can catch him." So he sent the son out with a cow to talk to me, who was claiming to be a cow whisperer.
Well, sit up, Niall.
Yeah.
He's inside. Don't say a word, right?
We do this thing down in my grandfather's farm. We used to sing to them and stuff and talk to them, all that kind of jazz. And they used to call my grandfather the cow whisperer. Yeah. Would you mind if I had a bit of a listen?
Oh, no problem.
Give her a bit of it. Hello. Hello.
This guy was so lovely, but so gullible. He'd have ate shit if I told him it was chocolate.
I would too, though. If that was me, I'd be like, oh my God, okay, at the plowing championships.
Anything can happen.
Probably.
What happens in the plowing championships stays in the plowing championships.
Hello, Dad. No. Tell me your secrets, girl. What?
So you're full on talking to a cow right now.
Jess, is it? Jessica?
Jessica. Yeah, Jessica.
So the dad has obviously given us all of the information that I'm saying now.
Oh my God.
But this guy's mind is fucking blown. He thinks he's talking to an agricultural Derek Okora.
Come here to me. Shh. She said she don't like the nun.
The nun. She gets named by all our nuns.
She said the nun's a bitch.
How did you get that out of her?
It's a 2-generational secret in our family.
Also, that is the most Irish thing I've ever heard. A nun
Names all of their cows. But he also said our nuns. So it makes me think that they have nuns in a field. All our nuns
amazing.
name all of our cows.
Well, your father was it?
2-generation, my grandfather.
Grandfather.
Yeah. My father couldn't do it at all. Christ, he was only running around chasing vagina, huh? Did you listen to the cows? Huh? What's that?
She has settled down anyway.
This is a bit embarrassing now. He's all right.
That was the cow for anyone that's listening.
You haven't ever been stripped off in front of the cows or anything, have you? I'm just.
No, but look, when you.
It can get confused in translation, but she's saying she's uncomfortable with you, and she's.
But sure, when you be out in the field, you take a piss, but sure.
Yeah, well, she says she doesn't like it.
No, I wouldn't go stripping off.
You know, she's saying if he could leave his bull zipped up, so to speak. Do you know? You don't show it to them or anything, do you?
No.
I take it for no lambill.
Yeah.
Come on over this way. Don't mind Niall.
I shat myself here, by the way, because I had to pull a cow across a field, and the cow did not seem like it was too keen to be going across the field with me. You think I was the one stripping off in front of the cows?
That's it. Come on. Yeah, come on. Quick. I don't trust her with you. She's getting very agitated the closer you get to her.
No, look. See,
That's all well and good, but when you're Mickey and hanging out with your pants, she's saying you lash your cock out when you're milk on a hidden camera show.
I couldn't keep it going, and I used to hate my least favorite thing, and I often refused to do it, was to reveal to someone that you're on a hidden camera show. I always thought it killed the gag.
Yeah.
And I always felt really.
But isn't that the whole point of it?
Not when you're watching it though. What my ideal situation for every joke was, I come into someone's life for 3 or 4 minutes, completely fucking confuse them and befuddle them, and then I leave. And when you leave, that's when you get the best reactions, because they're looking around going, what the fuck just happened? And that's great. And then I'd come in afterwards and be like, can I just say one more thing to you? You're on a hidden camera show. And it would never make it into the show if I did the walk away, because always the walk away reaction was them going and looking at other people going, did you just fucking hear that guy? And that was always way funnier. But this guy, when I said cock, I just lost it, because I saw his eyebrows and I just fucking lost it.
Keep it up any longer. You're on RT. You are on a hidden camera show for RTE called The Fear. Only it's not that hidden because you're looking at the fucking thing the whole time.
How did you know about the nun?
Your dad told us everything.
Jeez. Oh, you're so stupid.
But listen, honestly though, keep that Mickey zipped up, yeah?
Do you know what you're going to do? Like, do you have a vague idea at the start of it?
Well, we would obviously have ideas for sketches, and we'd have them written up. We'd have them written up as in the premise, like the idea for the sketch. So, for example, one of the days was one of the ones that I came up with, because I came up with a good few ideas for it, but I came up with one for Hillary, which was her as the nun, and she was wearing a chastity belt.
Naming a cow.
But she didn't have the key for the chastity belt, so she was trying to ask people to pick the lock for her in Dublin City Centre.
Amazing.
And that's all we had. But then she would come up with the backstory, and she would come up with like 90% of 95% of the dialogue was completely improvised. It was basically, this is the scenario, this is what you need to get them to do, This is how we're going to try.
I can't think of anything worse. Well, no, I can't.
It's my favourite thing. It's
First
my
of all,
favourite
stand
thing.
up would be the scariest thing. Second of all, is putting me in a situation like this
We
because
should do both of them.
I
We should get you to do both of them.
Absolutely not. Absolutely, I'll say Poppies for the rest of my life rather than do either of those things.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God, I can't think of anything worse.
No, by the way, I'm not going to say who went for this show before, but I do know for a fact that a lot of people, as with loads of hidden camera shows, a load of other people, comedians and actors and stuff, did do test days for this show.
Okay.
As they did for probably Naked Camera as well and stuff like that. And most people went, I can't do this. Themselves said, no, it's too stressful, or I feel bad, or it's too awkward. I feel too awkward and I'm just more uncomfortable. I didn't give a fuck. I love as awkward and as horrible as it feels, my brain just goes, this will look, that means it'll look good or it'll be good. But we would often go in town, like myself and Derek, the director, we would do our 2 sketches that we had to do. That was like our kind of quota that we'd say, right, let's try and do this one and that one. We'd get them done hopefully by lunchtime. And then for the second half of the day, we were able to walk around town and just find stuff to do.
Okay.
That was the best.
Oh my God.
That was us going, there's a trumpet player there and I'm in a costume going, what if this character does that with that trumpet player? Or there's a guy who's trying to sell Irish flags and t-shirts. Let's go and do that with, like, and we've come up with a sketch just based off what we saw. And the whole camera crew were walking around for like 20 kilometres a day just trying to find shit. That was when it was the fucking best.
Again, I'm sweating at the thought. Sweating.
The most stressful ones were the ones where there was a big setup. Now, that was a stressful one because you only have 2 days and it's the Plowing Championships and there's so many things that can get in the way. But like if you're renting an office space or you're doing a big setup where it's almost like it's a set, like if you're in a house or you have a location rented and stuff like that and you're bringing people in, that's when the pressure's on because you're going, oh, this is actually costing money because we're actually, we've got a car and we've got a house and we've got all these different extra costumes and we've rented an ambulance for a day, like all these different things. So they were the ones that were like, the pressure was on with those ones. There was no fucking around at all.
Well, I'm glad that improv is one of your favourite things to do because we're going to do some right now.
Dirty. What have you got?
We're going to do a news report, news bulletin.
But you're doing stand-up, so that's a good trade-off.
Absolutely
You
not.
are.
Absolutely not. On your screen here, you should have some breaking news music.
I do, yeah. Hockey number 6.
You're going to be playing that and you're going to be generating a news report using the words that I have printed out here.
Is it just random words written down?
There's random words. If you can incorporate them all into the one story, you get a point per word or phrase used.
Okay, right. Press the button and then hand it to me, okay? 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, my name is Ross Browne and this is Unforeseen News. A Florida man has been arrested for stealing a bag of cans on the beach. Workers at a nearby McDonald's saw the man, known as Badass Poppy, taking a couple of cans, holding them aloft and shouting "Free Taylor Swift" from the Pringle Lords. The man then shook his moobs and then caused awful shenanigans in his underpants. A local princess was standing by, gave this statement. Unfortunately, we don't know what actually happened verbatim as we don't speak her language.
Oh.
I've been Ross Browne. You've been listening to Unforeseen News. Go fuck yourselves.
Amazing!
Oh, I love that. I fucking love that game.
Every single word ticked.
I
Also,
love that game.
love the local princess.
Oh yeah, a local princess who, by the way, doesn't speak as a language of everyone else in the locality. Love it. That's a fucking game and a half, that is. That was good fun.
Well done, well done.
Hey, Lorraine,
Yes, Ross.
we've been talking about this now for a while. What's my favourite place?
I think your favourite place, just off the top of my head, would be Sea Church in Ballycotton.
It's actually not. It's the fabric softener drawer in a in a washing machine. But my second favourite place in the world is Sea Church in Ballycotton. Listen, I was on the Sea Church website the other day, which is seachurch.ie, and I was looking at their upcoming shows, and holy fuck, there are some savage shows, right? Obviously, by the time this goes out, some of them might be over, but here's just like a little taste. You've got the likes of Tony Hadley. is playing in Sight and See Church.
Is that the dude? Never gonna. No.
No, that's Rick Astley.
Rick Astley.
Yeah. Tony Hadley.
Hadley's of the same kind of ilk.
Headley. Tony Headley.
Hadley.
Hadley.
We're making a bolt of this
You
anyway.
say Headley, I say Hadley. Let's call the whole thing off. Tony Hadley. I tell you what now, for such an intimate gig, Tony Hadley, I'm impressed by that now. That'd be like, Tony Hadley would be like, that's the opera house kind of job. That's a big theatre kind of job. You're going to get to see him in like an intimate church, gorgeous place. That's what they're doing with Sea Church. It's like the ultimate venue to get all of these kind of, musicians, spoken word poets, comedians, variety acts, all these different things, and put them in one of the most fantastic locations. It's attached to one of the most amazing restaurants I've ever eaten in all of Ireland. It is genuinely absolutely savage. I go down there for meetings for no reason. Like, I'm like, hey guys, we should just touch base, just to have a little chat
And
about
circle back.
next year's festival, and just kind of, see what we're going to do when we're moving forward, And I'm just down there stuffing my face with burgers and chips and onion rings and their pizzas, and absolutely savage. Summertime, outdoor area, indoor area. It's all kind of integrated. It's unreal. Obviously, they've got a beautiful bar and everything, and it's on the cliffs pretty much, overlooking the water there across from the playground as well. So it's a great place to bring the family during the summer.
It's real Other Voices vibes, and
Yes.
there's a TV show that's just been made as well, Louise
There
Duffy,
has,
and
yeah.
it looks absolutely divine.
It does. Yeah, I think
Exactly.
Ballycotton now, right, is going to be one of those spots. And it's becoming it already, but I think in the next 2-3 years, people are going to be like, this is the hub. It's going to become a massive hub for entertainment, and it's started already. But I think once word spreads, it's going to be like one of the hottest tickets, I think, in all of Munster. So so go check them out. Follow them at Sea Church Ballycotton, or check out seachurch.ie for bookings and events. And if you want to book any kind of parties or anything, they cater for everything. So check them out. That was actually very smooth.
Wasn't it?
It was, because you know why?
Bar the bit
it
where
came
we-
from the heart.
Yeah.
Hadley.
Yeah, look.
But look, we know that
Look,
it's
it's-
Tone. I
yeah.
call him Tone.
Either way,
I call him
good music.
I call him T-Dog. I do.
Don't think you do, but okay. Final video to show you right now. This
Cool.
is short and sweet as well. I want to know if you would be as petty as this driver in this video.
Are you, how before I start playing this, how would you consider yourself in terms of driving? Like, what kind of a driver are you?
I do get spots of road rage, I guess.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, we found
Yeah.
a flaw.
Yeah,
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I get really annoyed if somebody isn't indicating in front of me.
Okay.
If somebody isn't
Never drive behind me.
if someone's not like moving on fast enough from
Okay.
the green light at.
Oh, are you one of them?
I'm a bit like, no, I won't be
That's
blowing the horn.
impatience.
Yeah, I would be quite impatient when it comes to that kind
Would
of
you be
stuff.
like, come on, would you, for
Yeah.
fuck's sake?
I'll be
That kind of
shouting at
stuff.
them, but they won't know that I am.
Okay, so it's
You
only
know?
for yourself then?
Yeah.
Really, you're disappointed in yourself for being so
Probably.
impatient, and
Yeah.
you're actually chastising yourself.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be very aggressive now. I wouldn't be.
Are you a defensive driver?
What does that mean?
That you're foreseeing other people possibly making a mistake, and you're kind of preemptively kind of being defensive, staying back. Would you be right up someone's arse like?
No, usually not.
Yeah.
My dad has that drilled into me since I started driving.
Yeah, don't be up
Yeah,
anyone's arse.
don't be up anyone's
Yeah,
arse.
it's a good rule for
Yeah.
driving and just
And
in
life.
life in general.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
especially if they swamp ass. Don't be up anyone's swamp ass.
Are you somebody that suffers from road rage?
No, I'm chilled as fuck.
Okay.
I'm chilled as fuck unless somebody actually nearly hits me, and if they're driving erratically. Not if someone makes a mistake, everything's cool.
I
If
get a
someone's
bit-
being a fucking dickhead aggressive driver, then when someone cuts in front, they overtake you
Yeah.
when there's no need, and then
Yeah.
you end up at the same light, and you're looking at the guy going,
What was
really?
the point?
What was the fucking like?
I get a little bit competitive on a motorway. So, you're driving along, happy days, somebody overtakes you, and then they're in front of you. And then I kind of go,
Why did you overtake me now?
Yeah,
am
so
am I
then
too slow for you?
I
is
feel
it?
compelled to
yeah.
overtake them. And then you kind of end up on the road for a good, could be half hour.
Yeah.
And you're just it's like a weird overtaking game. And then I get really competitive. And then I start wondering, do they know that I'm playing this game with them?
yeah.
Are we both in on this?
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
is it just
Of course
me?
they do.
You know?
Of course
they
they
do,
Yeah.
don't they?
Especially when you're
Yeah.
like this.
I need to stop doing that though.
I
really.
have I've got like a cruise control thing on my car.
Yeah.
So I can if I'm doing like 100 or 120, I wouldn't be doing 120. I'd normally be doing 110. It's not. It's a limit, not a target. So I'd be doing 110, whatever. And if I press the button, then I can take my feet off the pedals, and it just stays at that. and it is the for like a drive to Dublin. Do you know your calf would be getting sore, or your shin would be getting sore. It's the bomb. You just sit there and you're just like, this is fucking great. Just sometimes I go for sleep and everything. I don't think you're able to with that cruise control thing. It's not a Tesla.
It's not the Tesla.
It's not
just
a Tesla.
Yet.
Not
no,
yet. No,
not yet.
no. But I've lucked out so far.
So let's have a look at this, and let's see if you would get as petty as this driver.
So this is a dash cam, is it? This guy needs to get over. This guy's a jerk. Okay, so somebody needs to cross a lane. This looks like it's America because they're on the other side. Because if they're exiting on the right, that means it's the other side of the road.
One car needs to merge into
the other guy's lane, and the guy on the right obviously isn't going to let him merge. Look at this prick! Look at this prick! So they're now sharing a lane.
Yeah.
Because your man pulled right into the middle of one lane while the other guy just pulled in. So now they're kind of sandwiched in the middle of the lane together. One guy makes a move forward, the other guy's sticking with him. They're both right up your man's arse. Full on car bang. This is ridiculous. Okay, so the car on the right, who's the arsehole that's not letting the guy merge, has got no windows. He's got his windows down.
Yes.
And the guy on the left has just realised this.
Yes.
So your man is now right beside him with an open window.
Yeah.
Guy goes to overtake. He does overtake. Narrowly misses the cars coming towards him. Really aggressive. Oh no. Oh yes. 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 Victory. That is amazing. So what happens is the guy pulled right out in front of the car that was being an asshole. So he's now 2 cars ahead of him.
Yeah, so the guy that was merging into traffic couldn't get into lane. Other prick wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, then overtook and went like 2 cars ahead.
Yeah.
And then, unbeknownst to the car that was still not letting him in, he then pulled into like the lane to the right, or even like a hard shoulder kind of thing, slowed down, let the car come up beside him where the window was open on the driver's side, and then sped up through a giant puddle, putting the whole thing inside your man's car. That is, I mean, this is the new Fast and Furious movie.
It's glorious though, isn't it?
We don't need Vin Diesel. We don't need The Rock. We don't need Jason Statham. We just need some creative action sequences. Like, that was probably the most exciting. I didn't know where it was going. It was suspenseful. I could almost imagine what they were each thinking and saying inside their own cars.
Yeah.
We don't need the Fast and the Furious. We just need the Slow and the Vindictive. That's what it should be called. The Slow and the Vindictive.
I love it.
Brilliant. I mean, that's just amazing.
I would never have the balls to do something like this, but my God, if I was that car that's recording this, I would be screaming and shouting
I would be in
with excitement.
absolute ribbons of laughter.
My God.
That is brilliant. That guy wins the show.
Imagine going to such extremes just to get one up on another driver who wouldn't let you merge into it. Like this guy who soaked the other car, like risked their own life overtaking 2 cars in order to do this.
There was a car like narrowly missed him oncoming. See, that's why I'm saying I'm a defensive driver. If somebody was being a prick like that, I wouldn't get into this kind of battle of like, no, I am going to merge. No, you're not. No, I am.
Yeah.
I'd just let the guy go. And I'd just let, even the guy that's been a prick, I'd just let him go forward and just be like, okay, you win.
Yeah.
Oh no. Because you never know. Someone's going to come out of the car with a crowbar. And all of a sudden then you're going to be like, having to dig a hole at night and, make sure there's no witnesses and then track them down and then leave those letters. And you got to cut all those little letters out of the magazines.
And you spent a fortune on those magazines,
and
wouldn't you?
Pritt stick.
Ah, yeah.
It's not what it used to be.
No.
You got to glue the letters down, and then it kind of like it starts gathering. Do you know when the Pritt stick starts gathering off the edge?
Yeah.
And then you got to kind of just use the corner of it. I mean,
you have to actually hand deliver it as well and make sure you weren't seen.
And no prints. And then if someone else does see it, then you've another fucking one to do. And you can't just copy and paste them. Do you know what I mean?
It's
because then you're going to leave a paper trail when you go to the photocopying place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the reason I haven't actually killed anyone. Is just the amount of admin is fucking not worth it. It isn't. It just isn't worth it. then you got to do the whole, like, you know what I mean? Oh no, where's Charlie gone these days? It's just too much.
Yeah,
it's
it's
too
a
much.
lot to remember, isn't there?
Yeah. This has been Unforeseen. If you want to check us out on any of our socials, it's at Unforeseen Pod. And if you want to send us an email with any suggestions for clips that you want us to look at and react to and review, or if you want to send us any game suggestions or anything like our friend Nate in Australia did, it's unforeseenpod@gmail.com. Please go to any of your, like your Acast now. You can review podcasts on that. Obviously, iTunes as well is the place where people leave all their reviews. Go and rate and review the podcast. Leave us a nice little type up one as well. You know, those ones mean a lot to us.
As opposed to the ones where you cut out the letters and stuff.
Those, yeah, I mean, and then you get Pritt stick all over
like
the
they're
screen.
lovely to get,
They
but
are,
you know, it doesn't really help us in the
They're
ratings.
a bit unnerving.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And tell a friend. That's the best way. Word of mouth. Yeah, tell a friend. And if you don't have a friend, make a friend and then tell them. And then once you tell them, just go, that's all I want.
Your
Fuck off.
imaginary friend doesn't count.
It doesn't count unless you have an iTunes account for them, in which case just leave 2 reviews.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can now review on Spotify as well. And leave a comment below if you're watching on YouTube. And any of our social, check it out there as well. And do you know what? The comment sections on our socials are actually starting to get really entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm now getting entertainment out of my own podcast, not through the podcast, but through how just people are reacting to some of the clips. And insult me all you want and give Lorraine all the compliments. There's no problem there. I'm well used to people calling me an absolute muck savage, sweaty fucking fat man. Thanks very much. I'm Ross Browne. Over there is Lorraine Murphy. And we shall see you next week. Bye-bye.
Slán.
Right at the fucking last hurdle. Jesus, motherfucking Christ. I'm going home and have some poppies now.